Pilot shortages mean many pilots are putting in extra hours, oftentimes cutting into their sleep schedules. An investigation is underway after two pilots with Ethiopian Airlines reportedly fell asleep in the cockpit and then they missed a landing. So for more on this, we want to bring in Lindsay Roschke. She's a travel and hospitality analyst at the global intelligence company Morning Consult. Thank you so much for joining us. So I had to read that headline like twice. And the idea of pilots napping, you know, emotionally makes you uneasy. But when you think about it logically, you think, well, I mean, yeah, but you just don't expect them to all be napping at the same time. Can you break down the napping rules for pilots here in the U.S. and whether or not it's different in other countries?
Yeah. So, I mean, generally, you never want everyone asleep at the same time. But of course, pilots work long, busy schedules. And so, you know, typically what needs to happen is staff needs to sleep on rotation. That's not just pilots, that's flight attendants, just to make sure that there is always someone there to kind of look out for the safety of the passengers and make sure that everything is in order on the plane. Obviously, the story that has come out is not something that is normal. Typically, pilots are not napping at the same time. So, of course, there's being an investigation, you know, launched into it just because it is so out of the norm. But I think it's reflective of an increasing concern that pilots have across the globe of just being overworked, needing to work more overtime because of those pilot shortages.
Yeah, this story has sort of blown open the cockpit door, if you will, right? And so now we know that this actually does happen, that pilots do sleep. In this case, obviously, there's an autopilot, you know, at keeping the plane flying. And so they were able to kind of come back around and then land the plane safely. But, you know, I don't think you told me like what the rules are. What are the rules for pilot snapping?
Yeah, I mean, the rule is without, unfortunately, I can't get into too much detail about that. But, you know, the rule is that there always needs to be someone there. Right. Yes, autopilot is fantastic, but you need to have a human there at the helm of the airline. So any sleep that needs to be done, and to be clear, you know, we want pilots to be able to sleep. We need them to be well rested. It's just that somebody has to be awake, actually, you know, managing the cockpit at all times.